Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has met with Russian President Vladimir Putin at the Kremlin in Moscow. Mr. Anwar's 4-day tour is the first official visit by a Malaysian leader to Russia in nearly 20 years. Now, he had been to Vladivostok in September last year for a working trip. Moscow and Kuala Lumpur are seeking to bolster trade and explore further cooperation in potential avenues within the ASEAN framework. Mr. Anwar will also meet with his Russian counterpart, Mikhail Mishustin, for separate talks. The Malaysian Premier inspected a ceremonial guard of honor when he arrived in Moscow yesterday. He was received by Malaysia's ambassador to Russia and Russia's deputy foreign minister. He is expected to deliver a keynote address at the Kazan Forum in the Republic of Tatarstan tomorrow. Now, the platform represents Russia's outreach to foster economic cooperation with Muslim countries. And CNA's Afifah Ariffin joins us live now from Kuala Lumpur. Afifah, what outcomes can we expect from these meetings?
Well, Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim is on a 4-day official visit to Russia, the first by a Malaysian leader to Moscow in nearly 2 decades. And as you said, it is Mr. Anwar's second visit to Russia in 8 months. He was last at the Eastern Economic Forum in Vladivostok in September. But this visit marks a more formal engagement following up on his previous meeting with President Vladimir Putin. Now, we know Mr. Anwar is to meet with President Putin and Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin. And those meetings are happening as we speak. So all eyes will be watching to see what comes out of those talks after, as both leaders will hold a joint press conference, I'm told, quite shortly. Now, we know the focus of this visit is to strengthen bilateral cooperation, particularly in areas like investment, in energy, in agriculture, really building on that strong bilateral trade, which exceeded some $2.5 billion last year. But also, this visit carries geopolitical weight. It comes at a time when Malaysia is seeking to deepen engagement with the global south and diversify its foreign partnerships, particularly through multilateral platforms like BRICS. So Malaysia became a BRICS partner country on 1st of January this year. And while it is not a full member yet, Mr. Anwar's discussions in Moscow may offer some clarity on the roadmap ahead. Strategically as well, this visit reinforces Malaysia's foreign policy of non-alignment, maintaining ties with all major powers while pursuing its own national interests. And it also reflects PM Anwar's broader vision of multipolar cooperation, of economic diplomacy and solidarity with the developing world. On Thursday, PM Anwar will then travel to Kazan to attend the Russia Islamic World Forum, where he will deliver a keynote address. And observers are saying that this forum offers Malaysia a platform to strengthen ties with the wider Muslim world, and that's in line with Mr. Anwar's emphasis on global South cooperation.
Meanwhile, Afifah, downing of MH17, that remains a thorny issue between both sides. Is PM Anwar facing pressure back home to address this issue with Russia?
Yes, so there's also a sensitive issue casting a shadow of the visit on MH17, the downing of that Malaysian Airlines flight over eastern Ukraine in 2014, which had killed 298 people, 43 of them Malaysians, and it remains an unresolved wound for many people here in Malaysia. The recent ruling by the International Civil Aviation Organization, which found Russia responsible for the 2014 tragedy, has renewed calls for accountability. Some of the next of kin have expressed disappointment over what they see as the Malaysian government's muted and procedural response. Now, the Malaysian government has yet to issue any formal position, although Communications Minister Fahmi Fazil confirmed earlier today that the Transport Ministry, in coordination with the Foreign Affairs Ministry, will release an official statement soon. Now, whether Prime Minister Anwar raised the matter directly with President Putin or Prime Minister Mikhail Mishustin remains unclear, but there is growing pressure at home, both morally and politically, for the issue to at least be acknowledged during this high-level meeting. And so the outcome of this visit will be very closely watched, especially by the victims' families who continue to demand accountability.
Many thanks, Afifah. Afifah Ariffin there, live from Kuala Lumpur.